Hi there. Is a 1R pattern really 1R? Is an easy pattern really easy? Simple to sew. Easy, easy to sew. Fast and easy. Fast and fabulous. Look at that. Yes, it's easy. Learn to sew for fun. Very easy bow. Some bow can be very complex. So when you see these words, very easy bow, you want it. So these are words of promise that regardless if it's true or not, we still want to hear it. I like this one. ESP. Extra sure pattern. And I believe it. Look at that. Look how easy it is. That top is 2 pieces and perhaps this short bottom is only 2 pieces. Extra sure pattern. Gotta love that. Carefree patterns. You know, this is another way of saying stress-free. I love stress-free patterns. So there is such a thing as 4-hour pattern. What's better than a 4-hour pattern? Ta-da! 3-hour pattern. Now what's better than a 3-hour pattern? 2-hour pattern. What's better than a 2-hour easy pattern? 1.5 hour. You gotta love that. What's better than 1.5 hour sewing pattern? Ta-da! 1-hour pattern. Chippy. I love this word. I had to Google this word. What does it mean? Does it mean in a blink of an eye, instant, immediately, right away? Chippy. This is very deceiving in a way because it's only jippy if you have this figure. But if you have a different body proportion, it's gonna be an awful sewing experience. But it says jippy. You know, they don't use these words these days because jippy is kind of misleading. And these days, they have a 1-800 number now on some of these sewing companies. They don't want to receive a phone call on one of the customers. It's like, hey, this is deceitful. See, it says jippy and I can't even fit it in my own body. What's wrong with you guys? No, they don't want that. So they stop using the word jippy on this sewing pattern. And believe me, this may be easy, but like I said, if you have a body that's not proportionate like this model, you're gonna have your boobs hanging out maybe, or you would look like you're pregnant when you wear this style. In this footage here, I'm tackling this easy pattern. Now, I have experience with this pattern because I sewed last year the knit version of this. And I gave it to my niece, so I don't have any picture of the actual dress. But essentially, they're kind of the same flary type of maxi dress. Now, I choose this because this is the next project I have in mind. This is the fabric that I want to sew and might as well put this on my video. So it does say easy. It is easy because it has less number of pieces. But if you're familiar with this type of flary maxi type dresses, they are really big. And look how big that is. It needs at least 4 yards to the size that I want. And next to that is, I don't have enough space to fit all the 4 yards. So I have to use the floor. So, of course, when I use the floor, I have to bend down, and that's not comfortable. I have to clean the floor first, then lay out the fabric. And I don't have enough big mat to use the rotary cutter, so I just have to resort to using scissors. And that's fine. On top of that, I have to iron this thing. That's different task to do before sewing this particular fabric. Another issue that I have is the tissue paper is so big and it's almost like you have to fight with the actual tissue pattern just to get it to flatten out and start tracing your fabric. And finally, the easy part of this project is actually the sewing part. So this is the result of the project. It got done. I shortened it a little bit. I had a lot of selvage. So I'm going to give you 4 arguments why this word easy is actually easy. Number 1, if you are an experienced sewer, looking at this pattern, you have a trained eye. You have a specific way of looking at things because you're an experienced sewer. So when you look at this, immediately what comes to your mind is this is easy. Number 2, sewing a pattern like this has different stages, and each stage has different levels of difficulty. Yes, it is true, because the easy part of this project is actually the sewing part. It is easy because it's easy to sew. Number 3, it says easy, but it doesn't mean how many times it becomes easy. Hey, if you have made something for the first time, it's not that easy. But try making it the 5th time or even the 10th time. Everything becomes easy if you have done it multiple times. So, the pattern is right. It is easy. Number 4 reason. The word easy is actually very subjective. What's your mood? Are you really motivated? Are you inspired? Who are you as a sewer? Are you a 13-year-old? Are you a 45-year-old? Everybody's skill level and motivation in sewing is different. Some days you're feeling so inspired and you need that extra push to sew something. I'm gonna do it. It's psychological almost to read the word easy because it is extremely subject to the mood and skill level of the person sewing this project. These words that are pitched on these sewing patterns are correct in a way because they are subjective. Now, I still buy this psychologically. It inspires me. I like that extra push to finish something. So when I dig through my stash of patterns and I see the word 1R, easy, fast and easy, I like it. I love the extra inspiration. Whether it's true or not, it's subject to a different argument. But I still like to look at these extra inspiring words to get me to sew these patterns, because a lot of my patterns sits on the side and one day I'll get to it. So when I see them again, those are the pick-me-up words that I long to hear. So in this video, I encourage you to recall what you have done in the past where you may have seen the word easy, but you were actually miserable and it was actually difficult. Or you saw 1R claim, but it's not really 1R, to be honest with you. It's not. So here is a breakdown approximately on the time spent on working on a pattern for the first time. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll talk to you on my next one.